Ever since the Saudi-backed LIV Golf League was formed earlier this year, many professional golfers have drawn harsh dividing lines between the new league and the well-established PGA Tour. While there are a few golfers who refuse to make definitive allegiances one way or the other, most golfers have chosen their side and have harsh words for the other. So let's take a look at what some famous professional golfers have said about the LIV Golf PGA Tour drama. First, let's see what Tiger Woods had to say about LIV Golf. Tiger Woods, who was reportedly offered roughly £1 billion to play for the new league, ultimately chose the PGA Tour over LIV Golf. Ever since, Woods has been particularly vocal with his criticisms about the new league. When asked about players who have left PGA to sign with LIV Golf, Woods said, "I disagree with it. I think that what they've done is they've turned their back on what has allowed them to get this position. Some players have never even got a chance to experience it. They've gone right from amateur ranks to that organization." This statement was made after Bryson DeChambeau, once vocally opposed to the new league, signed on to LIV Golf for a contract worth over $125 million. While Bryson's change of heart may lead some to believe Tiger playing for LIV Golf is not truly out of the question just yet, it seems, as of now, that Tiger's allegiance lies firmly with the PGA Tour. Now, let's see what Phil Mickelson has said about the drama. Arguably, the biggest name to have joined the new LIV Golf League has been Phil Mickelson. While Mickelson has chosen to join this new league, he has not completely disavowed the PGA Tour either. Instead, he argues golfers should be able to play for both leagues. Phil stated, "My preference is to be able to choose which path I would like to take, one or the other or both. I feel that I gave as much back to the PGA Tour and the game of golf as I could throughout my 30 years here, and through my accomplishments on the course, I've earned a lifetime membership. I intend to keep that and then choose going forward which events to play or not." Clearly, Phil Mickelson is not letting this decision weigh on his conscience. Now, let's take a look at what Scottie Scheffler has said about the drama. Many of the most telling comments about the drama between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf are referring to the PGA Tour's decision to deny requests for players to play in the inaugural LIV Golf Invitational Series, which will be played in October 2022. Golf World #1 Scottie Scheffler said he had a busy night at home, woke up early to play his Pro-Am, and hadn't had much time to process the tour's decision, but at first glance, supported the move. "I kind of figured that was something that would happen," he said in a pre-tournament news conference ahead of the AT&T Byron Nelson in his hometown of Dallas. "If you're playing here on the PGA Tour, playing in something that could be a rival series to the PGA Tour, being a member of our tour, it's definitely not something where we want our membership to do, because it's going to harm the tournament that we have opposite that, and I'm sure that's why they did not release the players. Because if we have 15 guys go over there and play, that hurts the RBC and the Canadian Open." Now, let's see what Will Zalatoris has had to say. Will Zalatoris, last year's Rookie of the Year and a member of the Tour's Player Advisory Council, has been involved in talks behind closed doors and fully backed the decision made by Commissioner Jay Monahan. "I thought that was the perfect response," Zalatoris said, "because we're in a great place. The tour's in the best spot it's ever been. It's only going to get better, and why would we want to? Why would we encourage our players to get releases for those events when essentially we have all these sponsors that are involved with the tour and are only making it better and better? We're trying to promote our best product possible, and if you want to be a part of this, where it's only getting better and better, then you shouldn't have it both ways. You have a choice. I mean, you really do. You can go if you'd like, but you know, it is what it is." Now, let's see what Justin Thomas has had to say. Justin Thomas has made it clear repeatedly that he's interested in winning tournaments and creating a legacy in the game more than simply lining his bank account with more lucre. "I would hope it would deter them from going over there," he said. "I think Jay's made it very clear from the start of what would happen, or, you know, I think a lot of people are probably like, 'I can't believe you did this,' or 'Wow, you went through with it?' But I mean, this is what he said was going to happen all along. And yeah, it's one of those things to where he just doesn't want the competing tour, the back and forth. You know, it's like, look, if you want to go, go. I mean, there's plenty of guys that have been advocates of it and have just talked it up all the time. And they have been guys behind the scenes that are saying, 'I'm going, I'm doing this.' And like, my whole thing is, like, just go then. Like, stop going back and forth, or like you say you're going to do this, it's like you can do, everybody's entitled to what they want. You know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to go play that tour, I could go play that tour, but I'm loyal to the PGA Tour, and I've said that. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for me to, break records, make history, do a lot of things on the PGA Tour I want to do. And there could be people that want to make the change, and it's like you're allowed to have that decision. You're a human being, and that's just part of it." Now let's see what Paul McGinley has had to say. Former European Ryder Cup captain Paul McGinley, who played most of his career on the DP World Tour, served as both a captain, Ryder Cup teammate, and fellow competitor with many of the European European players linked with joining the LIV series, including Lee Westwood, Sergio Garcia, among others, brings a Eurocentric perspective. He expressed his opinion in an interview Wednesday with SiriusXM and joined Scheffler, Thomas, and Zalatoris in supporting the established tours, which announced a strategic alliance in 2020 and has been rumored to be discussing a closer relationship to fend off the Saudi threat. "I'm not gonna make this personal. They're all friends of mine," McGinley said, "but I'm very much a traditionalist. I'm very much aligned with the PGA, DP World Tour, and the major championships, indeed in terms of retaining and improving the status quo that we have at the moment, which is, every week that we have both European and PGA tours. So I want to enhance that. I think we have commonalities between the two tours trying to enhance that, get somewhat of a world schedule going together. I know there's some talk going on behind the scenes in that regard of two major tours coming together and working more collaboratively going forward." Finally, what has LIV Golf and CEO Greg Norman had to say? LIV Golf, run by Greg Norman and funded by Saudi Arabia's Sovereign Wealth Fund, responded to the tour's decision by calling it vindictive and divisive. "It's troubling that the tour, an organization dedicated to creating opportunities for golfers to play the game, is the entity blocking golfers from playing," LIV Golf said. "This certainly is not the last word on this topic. The era of free agency is beginning, as we're proud to have a full field of players joining us in London and beyond. At issue is players competing without a conflicting event release from the PGA Tour. Players typically receive 3 such releases a year for tournaments overseas. Monahan denied releases for the LIV Golf Invitational because it's an 8-tournament series that plans to compete directly with PGA Tour in the United States. The tour does not allow releases for events in North America. We've followed the tournament regulations from start to finish in responding to those players who've decided to turn their backs on the PGA Tour by willfully violating a regulation," he wrote. LIV Golf has paid enormous signing fees, with the Daily Telegraph reporting $150 million for Johnson and Mickelson declining to dispute reports he was paid $200 million. Both are more than Tiger Woods' career earnings on the PGA Tour. Norman said LIV would support the players even if it wound up in the courts. McDowell said some players already have spoke to lawyers. Thank you so much for watching this video on how famous golfers are reacting to the LIV Golf PGA Tour drama. What did you think about this video? Any golfers we missed out on? Let us know in the comments below. And once again, thank you so much for watching.